During the early 1900s, workers near Lovelock Cave in Nevada stumbled upon something strange. Skeletons that were said to stand 8 to 10 feet tall, with red hair still clinging to their skulls. Alongside them were thousands of artifacts, tools, baskets, weapons, and strange woven sandals large enough to fit a man twice the normal size. At first, it looked like just another archaeological site. But when people began claiming these bones didn't belong to any known human race, the story disappeared. The bones were sent away for study and never seen again. So the question is, if these discoveries were real, why aren't they in any museum or history book today? And more importantly, who were these red-haired giants buried across North America? Ancient myths of giants. The idea of giants isn't new. It echoes across almost every ancient culture. In the book of Genesis, there are Nephilim, giant offspring born from the union of divine beings and human women. In Sumerian tablets, there are the Anunnaki beings who descended from the heavens and ruled over mankind. In Hindu texts, during India's Golden Age, there were giant warriors who fought wars lasting centuries. Even the Bible's story of David and Goliath fits the same pattern, a race of massive, powerful hybrids that once walked the earth, only to be wiped out by floods or divine punishment. Different names, same pattern. Every civilization remembers a time when giants ruled and then vanished. Could these be just myths? Or memories of something our ancestors actually saw? The Anunnaki theory. According to ancient Sumerian tablets, the Anunnaki came from a planet called Nibiru. Their mission? To mine Earth for gold, a resource they needed to repair their dying atmosphere. But the work was too hard, even for them. So they decided to create helpers. By mixing their DNA with early humans, they engineered a new species, the Adamu. In simple words, us. But then disaster struck. Nibiru's long orbit caused massive climate changes on Earth. The ice melted, floods covered entire continents. It's the same flood we hear about in Noah's story, in Mesopotamian legends, and even in Mayan records. Different places, same memory of a global disaster that wiped out the hybrid beings. But could some have survived, maybe even in the lands that would later be called America? America's giant legends. The native tribes of North America also told stories, not myths, but warnings passed down for centuries. The Piute people of Nevada spoke of the Saitaka, red-haired cannibal giants who lived in caves and attached their villages. Tired of being hunted, the Piute warriors trapped the giants inside Lovelock Cave, set it on fire, and burned them alive. Far east, the Choctaw tribe in Mississippi warned of the Naholo, white-skinned, man-eating giants who roamed the forests. The Navajo told of fierce giants who fought the gods themselves. And strangely, all these stories line up with the exact regions where giant skeletons were later reported. Nevada, Ohio, Missouri, and even the Great Lakes. Different tribes, same description, same height, same red hair. Coincidence? Or shared memory? Archaeological discoveries. Then came the physical evidence. At Lovelock Cave, excavations found sandals nearly 15 inches long, large hand-woven baskets, bones with cut marks and fire damage, and the remains of mummified red-haired individuals. At Ohio's Serpent Mound, skeletons measuring 7 to 8 feet tall were uncovered, some with double rows of teeth and oversized skulls. In Miamisburg, Ohio, and Steelville, Missouri, skeletons were studied by Smithsonian staff and then quietly disappeared from record. On Catalina Island, California, archaeologist Ralph Glidden claimed to have found over 3,000 skeletons, many over 7 feet tall, buried with strange jewelry and artifacts. His museum was later shut down, and the remains vanished. From coast to coast, old reports described the same details: tall skeletons, red hair, thick skulls, and double teeth. And every time, the same ending: lost, missing, or misplaced. The Smithsonian cover-up theory. This brings us to the biggest mystery of all: the Smithsonian Institution. For over a century, local newspapers and researchers sent reports of giant skeletons to the Smithsonian. Many even claimed to have shipped the remains there. But when later investigators asked for proof, there was none. No bones, no files, just letters saying the artifacts were received but missing. Critics believe that during the 1800s and early 1900s, the Smithsonian followed an isolationist policy, one that denied any connection between Native Americans and Old World civilizations like Sumeria or Egypt. If evidence suggested a global ancient culture or beings that didn't fit human evolution, it had to be buried, literally. That's why conspiracy researchers call it the Smithsonian cover-up. Hundreds of skeletons, thousands of artifacts, all gone. The Mound Builders. Before Europeans arrived, North America wasn't an empty wilderness. It had advanced civilizations known today as the Mound Builders. They built huge earthen cities across the Midwest and Southeast. The most famous, Cahokia, near modern St. Louis, once had a population larger than medieval London. At Spiro Mounds in Oklahoma, archaeologists found a 7-foot-tall man buried in armor beside thousands of pearls and copper artifacts. But instead of preserving him, the remains were destroyed during looting and careless excavation. Some believe these mound builders were descendants of the same ancient race, maybe even the survivors of the red-haired giants burned in Lovelock Cave. Their mounds were not just graves, they were monuments, observatories, and symbols of power, a civilization erased from history long before America was even born. Suppressed evidence. The more you look, the more the pattern repeats. In Mexico, the Acambaro figurines showed humans living alongside dinosaurs. Impossible, yet they were carbon dated to around 4500 BC before being locked away. In the Grand Canyon, stories emerged of an underground Egyptian cave discovered by explorers in 1909, containing mummies and hieroglyphs. Newspapers said the Smithsonian took over the site, and then denied it ever existed. Even in Nevada and Arizona, local miners reported crates labeled Smithsonian being quietly removed from caves and never seen again. Different sites, same pattern: discovery, denial, disappearance. Modern scientific clues. While old records vanish, modern science keeps finding small clues that rewrite everything we thought we knew. Genetic studies show ancient contact between Polynesians and South Americans centuries before Columbus. Linguistic research links Native American words with ancient Middle Eastern roots. And Egyptian mummies? Some were found with traces of American tobacco and coca leaves, plants that never existed in Africa. How did these substances cross oceans thousands of years ago? Maybe ancient people were more connected or more advanced than history allows us to believe. And if global contact existed, could the stories of red-haired giants also be part of that forgotten network? If giants once roamed this land, if civilizations rose, traded, and fell long before history began recording, then what else lies hidden, not under soil, but under silence? Maybe those mounds across America aren't just ancient tombs. Maybe they're sealed chapters of a story we were never meant to know. So the next time you drive past a quiet hill or grassy mound, remember, it might not be a hill at all. It might be the resting place of a secret too large for history to hold. Was this knowledge buried to protect truth, or to protect power?